Hi, Professor. Welcome to the week 4 assignment, soft skills, mock performance review. So for this assignment, I was asked to talk about soft skills that I have, like strengths, and also areas where I need to grow. So I use the article. Um, I use the article. Um, Top soft skills employers value with examples by Allison Doyle. So I based like my answers off of this article, and I'm just gonna like read what I have because I wrote no I just wrote in paragraph form. So I'm just gonna read what I have. So the first one soft skill was communication. So I said like when it comes to communication, I think that I am a 3 out of 5 because I still struggle in this department. Um, I got better at asking for help, but I'm still not like all the way there yet. But the current job I'm at, um, I'm comfortable with going to the boss and um letting her know like and just voicing my concerns, whether through um talking to her or through email. Um, I had voiced many concerns to the boss through email, and I think it's important to keep in mind the personality of like the boss or the manager, because some managers have strong personalities, and this can make it hard or prevent people from talking to their manager or boss because they feel like they're unable to. Um, I used to work at a job like this, and like the manager and I barely spoke. It's not because we hated each other. I just felt personally like I couldn't talk to her because she has such a strong personality. Um, so to me, this shows that I have to work on my communication skills. In the article, Top Soft Skills Employers Value with Examples by Allison Doyle states that listening, nonverbal communication, verbal communication, and writing skills are all parts of communication. Listening is an important part of communicating because sometimes like I can like shut down and not listen, and so I think that's an area of growth that I have to grow in when it comes to communicating. So the second soft skill was critical thinking. Oh, I'm sorry, and going back to communication, I'm going to have to communicate in my field of study, which is counseling. That's a must. So, but moving on to critical thinking. So critical thinking was another struggle for me. Um, and this is the area that I gotta improve on. The same article, top soft skills, employers value with examples by Allison Doyle states that critical thinking is when we analyze situations and make informed decisions. Doyle, 2021. I know that I do not always make the best decisions, but the key here is to analyze, which is to think about the situation. Um, and to determine the best possible outcome, and sometimes this involves acting in a timely manner or fast pace. And this is where like I struggle. Um, I would give myself a 2 because I think it depends on the situation and the headspace I'm in. Um, for example, like at my job, I think maybe my boss would give me like a 4 or 5, but me personally, I rate myself a 2 because for example at my job I work at a school, and the class I had last year I worked in a links class, and one of my students he was a runner, and like sometimes he would run out the classroom, like he got out a few times, and one time he actually made it outside. So but he got out a few times, and a situation like this, it's just like the first instinct in a situation like that is to just run after him. There's no question about it. There's no thinking about it. You got a student who's on the loose. You're not gonna sit there and think about, oh, should I run after him? No, you're just gonna do it. So there's no thinking about it. You just do it. It's just an instinct, you know. So I act fast in situations like that because the that the life can be in danger. Like bad things can happen. And like I said, he got outside once, and you know, thank goodness he was okay. So I act fast in situations like that. Um, Critical thinking can also be applied to almost any aspect of life. So sometimes if you're dealing with difficult people, there's something negative you want to say, but you don't say it, then that's an example of critical thinking because you're taking the time to think things through. And, it's like sometimes you just want to say that one thing to somebody, but it's like, no, I'm not going to say that. So that's, to me, is an example of critical thinking. Um, Going on to the next soft skill, which is leadership. For leadership, I would give myself a one because I feel like I haven't done much as a leader, and I know that leadership is more than being the first one in line, but it is when you have the ability to make decisions when push comes to shove and can manage situations and people. This pulled from the article Doyle 2021. Well, the top soft skills article. Part of being a leader is making good decisions, which I think I am good with because I won't ever make a decision to harm anybody, like the company or myself or my students. I think leaders also have, ways they treat people and like they also handle situations in a certain way. I know for me, like I sometimes shut down and get really upset, and I feel like I'm going to like explode when it dealing with extremely difficult, rude people. So I think I need to do better with that, learning how to manage like I don't have any outbursts or anything, but I just shut down, and so I need to like work on that and not allowing people to make me feel that way. And I like how the article also said that um I often it talked about stepping up, but I struggle with that because I struggle with adjusting to new situations and environments. So I think I need to be more of a leader. Um, yeah, in my place of employment and just in general. The next soft skill is positive attitude, which is a trait that I know I have, but something I know that I have to work on. Like when I think of positive attitude, I think of a mindset where nothing or no one is going to ruin my day. To be honest, sometimes I let people affect my mood, and I know I shouldn't do that. I would rate myself a 3 because of the mental part, and because sometimes say or think, I do let what people say or think affect me, and that's not good. Um, However, I want to rate myself higher because I'm very friendly, and for the most part, I get along with everyone. Um, at my workplace, I have no issues with anybody, and no one has any issues with me, not that I know of. Um, and I think my current manager boss would say that I have an overall positive attitude. So I would say it's solid 3 for positive attitude. The next one is teamwork. Teamwork is a soft skill that I feel like I grew more into and that I am starting to like because I never liked to be a part of a team because I've always felt like I worked better by myself. I remember middle school and high school years, I used to panic and get nervous when I had to do group work or work as a team. I would sometimes ask the teacher if I could work on my own instead. My mind has changed a lot when it comes to teamwork because now I would prefer to work in a team. I still have my time where I want to work alone, but I'm much more open to teamwork. Um, I work at a school, and so like when you work at a school, you're part of a team, kind of, and it's different because some classes have paraprofessionals and some classes don't. Um, but I'm in a class where it's me, it's the teacher, myself, and another person, a paraprofessional. So we all work as a team with the common goal of, educating our students. So I would say maybe teamwork, I would say a three, because I feel like I still have to improve in that department. I think that I have a great work ethic. I come to work on time, I treat everyone with kindness and respect, and I try my best to stay focused, even though sometimes my mind wanders. But I think this is something that happens to the best of us. Um, these are like some negatives I have when it comes to work ethic is multitasking and working well under pressure. Multitasking is difficult for me because I like to focus on one thing at a time. And when I try to do or complete too many tasks at one time, I can get like overwhelmed. Working under pressure is also a struggle for me because I am an individual who cannot be rushed, and in order to do my best work, I have to take my time. For example, I used to work at Family Dollar, and there were tasks that I had to complete before my shift was over, and so it was like a lot of pressure and trying to complete those tasks before left. I also worked at I also had a multitask too at Family Dollar because I could be stocking the shelves and I would have to stop stocking the shelves to go tend to a customer and ring out their items. I also worked at Subway and that was pressure because as you know, like people are looking at you as you're making their sandwich, and this is pressure because you want to make it perfect sandwich, but um yeah, it's just a lot of pressure because they're looking at you, you know. And I would say two other soft skills that I have, or that would be required for my field of study, would definitely be empathy. I would say empathy because being a counselor, I have to be able to like empathize with people and put myself in their shoes, their situation. So I would say empathy for one. The second one I would say is cultural sensitivity, because like when I become a counselor, I'm gonna be like counseling. It's a possibility that I'm gonna be, counseling a diversity, like different races, different nationalities. So I would definitely say like those are two important soft skills that are definitely gonna be like in my field of study when it comes to counseling. Um, thank you for listening to my no, thank you for listening to sorry about that. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry it's a bit long, but um, yeah.